Pleased to welcome to the interview room Brooks Koepka. There are stars and there are champions. Over the last 3.5 years, Brooks has won 2 U.S. Opens and 2 PGA championships. In last year's Masters, Brooks fired an opening round 66. He then went on to finish runner-up in the tournament. Brooks, welcome, and would you please tell us what you've been focused on in preparing for this year's Masters?
Yeah, it's obviously nice to be back. It's, the course, I don't know how it's going to be with the rain. Looks like it's going to rain later today, the next few days. Could play a little softer. And who knows what the wind's going to do with the storm moving through. So it could be playing quite difficult just with the wind, being a little softer ball, instead of maybe bouncing up on the flat. They might be just on the upslope, might be a little bit different, but of course in good shape, so we'll see.
Great. Let's open up for questions. Please.
Brooks, where are you at with your knee and hip? How are you feeling?
Everything's fine. I feel normal. It's knee feels good. Hips, I haven't had an issue with. Nice to have those 2 months rehabbing in San Diego and get everything straightened away. And then, Vegas was more of a, let's just see how everything holds up and see where I'm at. And it felt good. And went right back to San Diego again to keep training with Derek, and back to normal. So it finally feels nice.
Ryan?
What did last week show you?
I'm hitting it good. I knew I was hitting it good. I was playing good. Just shouldn't have put that new driver in. That's all. That's all it showed. Just stick with a lot of my equipment's a couple years old. The drivers, I think maybe a model or 2 old. I've had it for 2 years. Wedges, an older model wedge. Just stick with what I know. I've never tinkered with things, and just stick with what you know. Because in the beginning of the year, I was getting fitted for it, and my body wasn't right, so I couldn't do the things I wanted to do. And I was like, hey, I'm playing well. Let's see where it goes. Everything feels good. The numbers look good. And but it's a different game when you're hitting it on the range versus when you get out on the course and what you see.
Steve?
Yeah, Brooks, climate aside, what differences do you see here playing here in November as opposed to April, subtle or otherwise?
Just a little softer than what you would normally see in April. Yeah, it all depends. I mean, they can change this golf course overnight, and they can make it firm and fast if they want to. And they can speed the greens up, make them nice and firm. I mean, a lot of times we see it on Wednesday afternoon to Thursday. The golf course can change quite a bit. So as of right now, it's just a little softer, but that could change.
Joe?
Brooks, each year you've played here, you've improved pretty dramatically in your finish from the year before. What is it you've learned about the place, or makes you feel maybe more comfortable about playing here?
I think the one thing I've learned over the years is just where to miss your golf shots. If you do get into trouble, there's different angles to different pins. Like I think 13 is a great example. You could, depending on where that pin is, if it's in the back shelf there, or if it's in the front, your layup is a completely different line. It's a different yardage too. You're trying to get closer to one of them and further away for the other one. So it's you just have to play it enough. You watch guys, you talk to guys that have played here, and you really see those little nuances, those little differences in just hitting it to the same exact spot every time. Then, on a normal golf course, that's what you do. You lay it up to 50, 60 yards, but it might not be best for the angles here, especially, the greens are so undulating. Sometimes you want maybe it to be a little bit flatter on the layup, or you're trying to run it up the slope.
Adam?
Brooks, given your success closing out major championships, how much did what happened last year here hurt?
I mean, it hurt physically. That wasn't fun, but I mean, I've put myself in contention over the last, I don't know, 4 years. Pretty much feels like every time. Even the PGA, it was right there on Sunday, and tried to get it done. It's just body wouldn't let me do it. So it's nice to be back to normal and feeling good because I like the way I'm playing, hitting it good, putting it good, doing everything right, and just shows all the hard work for those 2 months that I missed.
Did Tiger give you the needle at all about what happened at 12 last year?
No, I haven't talked to him really that much. I haven't seen him this week. I mean, I think we text randomly, but it's not that much. I haven't talked to him. He knows he got one, but I got one of him at, was it Bell Reef? So he said something walking off 18 last year. It was like 1-1 now, something like that. So fair play to him.
We have a remote question from Ann Liguori at WFAN. Can you describe what you have done to be Masters ready, both physically and mentally, entering the week?
Physically, it was a pain. Those 2 months in La Jolla there. Was in Boston the week of the FedEx Cup, or one of the playoff events, and got a shot on Monday in my hip. Stayed there for another week with my boys, and then went home for 4 days straight out to California, and we just started everything over. It's been a grind. I had to get my legs stronger just to be able to support my knee, and having Derek work on it every day for, I don't know, 40 some days straight definitely helped. And sometimes for me, it's easier to actually focus when I'm on the road than when I'm home. I feel like it's more my element. And like when you're out here playing, you're on the road and it's easy to focus. But sometimes when you're home, you got some distractions, different things like that. And it was nice to be out there and only have one goal every day. It was just to go in the gym, go do rehab, get everything done. And I feel good.
Daniel.
Brooks, you've said before that how everything looks perfect here. It almost feels fake. What will be the biggest, what will you miss most about the look of an April Masters compared to this one here in November?
Just the fans. I've played it twice, I think, on the Sunday before, where there's nobody here. Maybe in like 18 or 17, something like that. And it's weird because you can see almost every hole when you're standing on one tee. You can just look out and see everything, and you're not used to that. I thought it was weird at the time, and then you get there now on the first tee and you can see everything. You're not going to hear the roars that you're used to hearing. So that'll be quite different. But at the same time, there's plenty of leaderboards out there. You can figure out what's going on. It's just, I think that's what makes this place so exciting, is to hear those roars. And when you hear them, it doesn't matter where you are on the golf course. You almost can tell by the roar who the player is, who or what they did, and what hole it's coming from, which I think is pretty unique.
Mark.
Brooks, Bryson said he was still tinkering with a 48-inch driver, possibly using this week. How much of an advantage, if at all, is his length, and is there a point where long becomes too long?
No, I mean, you still got to hit the fairway, still got to hit it close, and still got to make the putts. The longer you hit it, obviously it becomes a little bit more difficult to put it in the fairway. Your misses become a little bit wider. I have no idea. If he wants to put 48 driver in, good for him. I just don't. I mean, it's going to be an advantage. Length's always an advantage. He's done a good job of working. He's worked his tail off to hit it that far, and it's worked for him. So,
Ryan.
Brooks, have you been 100% healthy in any of your major wins?
Yeah, I mean, I think I've been pretty close. You're never 100%, but you're pretty close. There's always something But I mean, I feel just as good as I did at Bell Reeve, Bethpage, all those. Everyone I won, I felt this good.
Yeah, I was gonna say, when's the last time you felt this good with your body?
Maybe beginning, middle of 19, I'd say. Towards the end, I could feel my knee. Or maybe before I slipped in Korea.
Adam?
Do you regret not taking time off earlier to heal up properly?
No, it's not that I regret not taking time off. The one thing I regret is not really doing the right things. It was more, I don't want to say I was slacking, but I didn't put the effort that I needed to into rehab, and that's on me, so I've got to live with that. I just thought there was a certain point, I trained so hard, done all that before the Masters last year, where I was like, I'm just going to take some time off from the gym. I've worked hard enough. I want to, take a few months, and then just became lazy. Simple. I didn't work hard enough, and kind of had to redevote myself to working out in the gym, making sure that I'm getting better, because that's the whole point. You're trying to get better, trying to stay the same.
Bother you at all that Bryson seems to have surpassed you in terms of the workout efforts? And
I'm only worried about me, man. I'm only worried about me. Nobody else out here is gonna make me go lift in the gym. Nobody else out here is gonna make me go work harder on the golf course. I'm worried about myself. Just gonna do what I gotta do, take care of what I gotta take care of, and they can do whatever they want to do.
do you like the fact that you're coming in a little bit under the radar this time?
I don't know. It's up to you guys. I'm just going about my business, doing what I got to do. I'm not worried about what anybody says, anybody does. Just focused on my own game, and from there, just go win.
Have your team given you any bulletin board material this week?
No, I haven't. I've learned one thing in those 2 months that I learned is get off social media, get off all this stuff, and just work. But work, everything takes care of itself, and that's what I've been doing.
Well, Brooks, we'll let you get back to it. Thanks for your time today, and we wish you the very best this week.
Thank you.